Hello, guys, gals, and non binary pals. Welcome back to the Sass and Slapshots podcast. My name is V,
I'm Sarah.
and today we are back from our holiday break. We started this podcast kind of stupidly on December 1st, which is Sarah's birthday. And then we went on a 3-week hiatus. So now we're back, and boy, do we have a million things to talk about because so much happened during our holiday break. But before we get into that, Sarah, how was Hawaii?
Oh, Hawaii was a dream. Every time we go, it's just unbelievably relaxing. And we had our kiddos with us and they had a blast. And, there's something about just spending time together without electronics, without distractions, without, work, without anything really being in the way and getting to kind of spend that time relearning what's going on in everybody's life without distractions. So it was incredibly relaxing. Hawaii is always beautiful. We were on the island of Kauai and it's so stunning. And I don't know if you know this, but actually it's one of the places Jurassic Park was shot. So
I
there's
didn't
like
know that.
always helicopters like going around.
Oh, that's cool.
But it was really fun and we really enjoyed it. Had a great time.
That's
So how
awesome.
was your holidays?
Our holiday was good. Our holiday was really good. It was just myself and Joe, my husband. So, yeah, really quiet. We prefer to spend the holidays like that. It was just us and the dogs. And we had our Christmas calzones, which we have on Christmas Eve. We had a very nice Christmas morning. And then New Year's was the same. We just hung around and didn't do much. And it was a much needed break. So, very peaceful, very relaxing. I didn't feel any stress at all. And
Nice.
yeah, it was a good reset. So I'm very glad that we did that because now I'm like ready to go full swing with Sass and Slapshots. We have some
Yes.
really exciting things in the works, collaborations. We're going to have merch soon. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just really looking forward to what we're doing and just going to move forward in 2026 with a peaceful, balanced attitude.
Love it, love it. And I do have to admit, I saw the picture on Threads of your 3 dogs sitting so patiently in front of the Christmas tree, and as someone who has owned 3 dogs at a time, how in the world did that happen?
You know,
'Cause mine would all be everywhere.
sometimes they cooperate and sometimes they don't, and it was just a really lucky time where they decided to cooperate. It was my little Christmas gift to myself. So,
Love it.
yeah, they were such good babies. They took a
Yeah.
great picture, and yeah, most of our Christmas cards are them in that formation in front of Christmas trees or snow or whatever. So,
I love it.
they're being my children. They're very used to being in front of the camera. So, that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
chalk it up to.
yeah. Hey, again, I couldn't keep my dogs still enough to do that ever, so I give all the props to that 'cause it would've been chaos.
Thank you. Yeah.
We
Uh,
so we had 2, like, massive dogs and then 1 very small one, but
mhm.
we had 2 pass away within 6 months of each other,
Oh,
so now we just have the 1 puppy, but they would have never done that.
yeah, but the trick is having a husband behind you with treats, I think. So,
Fair point, fair
yeah,
point.
or peanut butter. But anyway, I want to go ahead and shout out. I don't think we've shouted Steve out, but I feel like
We
we
haven't shouted
absolutely
out
need to.
Steve!
Steven Salazar has been probably our number one fan since the conception
From the
of
beginning.
Sass and Slapshots. He recently for Christmas for me and Sarah, he made us our own Sass and Slapshots travel mugs, tumblers. They're incredible. I love them. They're all branded and cute. And he's just been great. He is
Yeah.
probably going to be coming on the podcast as well, just to talk about his fandom and sports merchandising and things like that. So thank you, Steve, for all of your support. We truly, truly appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. And
Yes,
thank you
thank
for the
you so
Christmas
much, Steve,
gifts.
we appreciate you.
Okay, so we are going to get into three things this episode: surprises this year, the trade deadline, and Stanley Cup predictions, because we are 41 games into the season, which is
Halfway
exactly the
there.
halfway point. And this season has been extremely surprising. So many things have happened, and I think it's a good way to recap what we've experienced and what's to come.
And I think, one of the things that's been so surprising to me is some of the teams that came out really strong are now starting to have that moment of
Mhm.
adversity and
Mhm.
having to overcome some things, and,
Mhm.
even, the Avs are starting to get the injury bug,
Yep.
and we're facing some teams that we were like, "Oh, yeah, this is really gonna be their year," kinda, like, slowing down a little bit, which is
Mhm.
expected.
Right.
With such a long season, you can't win 82 games. It's not gonna happen. So, it's not unexpected that you have the ups and downs. So, to me, it's not super surprising that, like, Anaheim's having a slump right now.
Mhm.
That's not really surprising to me, seeing as how, again, it's hard to face an entire season and win
Mhm.
all 82.
Right. I think what was surprising about Anaheim is just how strong they were in the beginning. I mean, I did not expect that, and we had a podcast episode about that in December, just about how physical they were, how fast they were in the very beginning of the season. I think that set them up to drop less than they would have, but still, that was extremely surprising. And now we have the Sabres wagon after ditching their GM, which, wow.
What?
Yeah, never
When I
in
was
my 4 years of fandom did I think that I would see the Sabres anywhere near winning that kind of streak.
Yeah, well, and even hearing Wagon and the Sabres in the same sentence, I was like I had to reread it, and I was just
Yeah,
like, "Wait, what?"
I know you sent that to me and I was like, "Buffalo?" Question mark, question mark. Like, it didn't
I
seem
mean, they had a
realistic.
10 I think it was 10-game run on it, man.
Yeah.
They were on it, and, they just recently lost to who broke their streak, wasn't it Columbus?
Yes, it was Columbus,
Yeah,
which yeah. I think I don't know if they're still in running to be in the playoffs, but I think they might have saved themselves from getting kicked out of the playoffs for longer. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs, but wow, I think they're gonna be a team that will make some moves postseason that will set them up for 26. It's gonna be interesting to see what their front office does. It'll be interesting to see if there's any movement during the trade deadline, but they're definitely someone to put a pin in and come back to next year. Just
agreed.
because, I mean, that immediate shakeup after the GM, that response to that, I think is noteworthy.
Yes, yes, and they're actually wild card number 3 right now.
There you go.
So, in
Okay.
that division. So,
We'll
you
see.
know,
Anything can happen. That's the thing about the NHL is like there are so many teams, it's such a long season, so much happens,
they're 4th in the Atlantic. I mean, they're above the Panthers in the Atlantic right now.
which is crazy.
As of today, looking at the standings, I just looked them up. They are in the Atlantic, number 4. Montreal is number 3, and the Panthers are number 5.
I mean, two-time back-to-back Stanley Cup champions are beside the Sabres.
Yeah.
That's why I love this sport, man, because
Oh, I know.
I mean, I would have not placed a bet on that last year at all.
No. Even at the beginning of this year, I mean,
No,
their start was rough.
it was
I
bad. Yeah.
I it's incredible to me, and I think you nailed it on shaking up the front office with the
Mhm.
GM, starting to make changes. Okay, okay, it's bad. Let's fix something.
Yeah.
Let's shake something up. And then the response to that was obviously well
Yeah.
taken.
But I mean, something had to happen clearly. So another shakeup that we had, the biggest shakeup that we had, the one that made me sit down when I got the news was
Yeah,
Quinn Hughes traded from the Canucks to Minnesota.
man.
Wow.
When I saw that, I truly thought it was a joke at first. I really did. The captain of the Canucks is now on Minnesota Wild. I was like,
Right.
no, this has got to be fake. This
Mhm.
can't be real. And then it started like reputable
Really
sources coming out and
trickling.
saying, I was like, what?
Yeah, it's like, is this one of those meme pages? Oh no, this is ESPN.
Right, right. Oh, this is actually a good source. Okay.
Yeah, didn't see that coming.
I did not either. I think to me the shock was the division he went to because obviously in the Central Division, that's huge.
Central
Because
Division
him
is
coming
the
up with
best.
Faber and I just
Yeah,
again, there were no words at that point because it was like, and I wrote about an article about it on Substack. Him coming to this division creates such a powerhouse, and it's
right.
being shown. I mean, you can see it in the league. Dallas, Colorado, and Minnesota Wild are still,
Yeah, 3 of the top 5 are Central, and
yeah.
that's wild. Get it?
It's wild.
Sorry, I know
um,
Joe just, like, rolled his eyes so hard. Yeah, that was a shocker for sure. I think it was the smartest move that he could have made, and the Wild, with, that young gun who just got, what, $14 million a year, like, the biggest contract or something like that? Something with a
yeah,
K.
Kaprizov. Yeah,
Kaprizov. I get
yeah,
Kaprizov and
Kuch
Kopitar and Kucherov messed up
Kucherov.
every single
All the
time.
time, I'm like, "Wait, okay, I know which one's which. Wait, do I? Okay, yes, I do."
Yeah, all of the Ks, I'm just like, "Ugh."
Yeah,
So good for him. I think it was a smart career move. Obviously, the Wild are gonna benefit from that. I think Quinn Hughes will be developed stronger in that organization, and, they have a culture of winning, so we'll see.
yeah. I'm happy with it other than the playoff formatting creates such a difficult dilemma for the Central because we have teams that could possibly be playing in the final out in the
Mhm.
first round,
Yeah,
just the way the Central is
that's the
built,
way that it's yeah.
and I don't see that as fair. Yeah, does it make for good TV? Sure, but is it fair?
Right, and
And,
there have been a lot of discussions on, like, changing the playoff format, and I
yeah.
think we'll hear more of that. Just we'll hear more arguments to change the playoff structure probably within the next 3 years. I would imagine something's gonna change.
I would hope so. Kale's come out and said he would much prefer the 1 through 8 and reseeding, and
Yeah.
again, after researching it more, I happen to agree. I
Yeah,
just
I
think
agree
it's more
too. I
fair.
mean, that kind of concentrated power just isn't sustainable for a 32 team league and 4 divisions, right?
There are yes, because you have Atlantic, Metropolitan, Central, and Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think something's gonna change within the next 3 or 5 years.
yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, the Central is not to be messed with. It
Ah,
is a powerhouse, and it's fun to be in it. It's fun to watch. I love being in this division as an Avs
yeah.
fan. Speaking of Avs, Rantanen, boy howdy,
Oh boy,
what a
boy.
fall from grace this has been.
Oh boy. And, not so much in like points, like he's generating points
Mhm.
and he's getting goals. So it's not so much on that aspect. It's the way he's adapted to Dallas is yeah, and the penalty minutes and getting he got suspended, didn't
He
he?
got
Or j
suspension for a game, I
yeah.
believe, and then coming back to from Dallas playing Carolina, which was last night, getting booed and the chance of Miko sucks and
Yeah, Logan's better, I heard was chanted quite a bit. And I'm like, oh man.
oy.
It for a player that came and played 13 games, everyone, bought jerseys and thought this was gonna be a thing, and then he's gone. I can see frustration. I've never been a fan of booing. Like,
Yeah.
I did it once, I felt like a terrible human, I'd have never done it again. I am
Wait,
personally
who
the
did you boo?
Miko
Oh,
at game 7 last year not game 7, sorry, it was game 6 because it was at home, at
gotcha.
Ball, I was there. And guys, I started out my Avs fandom because of Miko,
Right.
and I was a big Miko fan. I've said this on several podcasts, so I
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
go
yeah.
into it. It's been said. I was a
Yeah,
huge
yeah.
Miko fan.
So is Joe. So if that was
So
his
it
first
broke my
jersey.
heart,
Yeah.
but I booed him once at that game and felt like a terrible human, and I've never done it again. But I'm just that way, like, I'm like, "Okay, I wouldn't want someone to boo me, so I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
do them." But anyway, again, I can relate to that frustration of, "I bought your jersey, I was
Mhm.
really excited for you coming here, and then
And now you're
you're
gone.
gone."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously it was not a good breakup. Like it wasn't something that went well
Yeah.
going to Dallas. But honestly, after seeing the Hurricanes game between the Avs last week, which I have opinions about, shocking to everybody I know. But that coach, after seeing him, the way he reacted on the bench, I was like, holy shit, I don't think I would want to play at Carolina, actually.
No.
So
Well, I
I
mean,
don't
what we
know.
were down 3-1,
Yeah. And
and
he flipped
they
his shit
obviously
over a
committed
call.
a penalty. It was
It
obvious,
was
there was no
obvious.
question, like, there was a penalty, and then he's, like, losing his brain over there, and I'm like, "Guys, we our power play sucks. Like,
Right. Like you're
there's
fine.
no reason you're winning and our power play stinks. There's no reason for you to be, like, losing it."
And I know that he has a reputation of like being an emotional coach, but after seeing that, I definitely would be like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. There's no way. I don't need somebody who loses control like that on the bench behind me. No
Right.
thanks.
And, I mean, it's obvious he's happy in Dallas. I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure.
he seems to be happy. I'm just not as a fan of who he was in Colorado.
Hmm.
I've seen a change in his play
Yeah.
and the way he's treating other players,
Hmm.
and that's frustrating.
Yeah. And we've talked about it on other podcasts about how this is the style of Dallas and players I'm assuming, this is not confirmed or anything, but I'm assuming that players are heavily encouraged to adopt the playing style of Dallas or else, and we've seen that with other players outside of Rantanen. Marchment was a good example of that.
Who has now left the
Seattle.
Kraken for Columbus, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Another crazy trade that I did not see coming.
I mean, I'm not up to date on what, like, Kraken fans feel about it because I felt like they were
Not
adopting
either.
him, like, they started to like him, and then
Yeah,
now he's gone,
he's
so I
gone.
don't know what the consensus is there. He seems to actually be helping out in Columbus. I mean, there's
Yeah,
it's only been a few games, but,
right.
you
We'll
know.
see, I guess. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know much about I know that Miles Wood is at Columbus, and I know
I
that
miss
Marchment
Wood.
is now. So, yeah, another trade, and Rantanen, has kinda sullied his reputation, and I think it's gonna take a while for that to be built back up if it ever is. I mean, he might just have this stamp on his forehead that's dirty player now, as
Well,
long as
maybe
he's
he
at
can come
Dallas,
back for it.
probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll say maybe he'll come back for it. Maybe he learned his lesson.
maybe
Maybe,
not.
maybe not. We'll see.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
only time will tell.
Right.
So,
And time. We have 29 days until the Olympics,
yay!
which 29 days as of January 7th. So it's even sooner when you guys hear
Listen
it,
to this.
when it
Yeah.
drops. So I am psyched for the Olympics. I've always been an Olympic girly. I grew up with the Olympics on TV whenever they came around. My parents were big into it. And the last Winter Olympics, I think I watched like between 5 and 7 hours of curling in one day.
Nice.
So I'm very excited to be a hockey fan now because this is my
Ah,
first Olympics as a hockey fan. And the next Winter Olympics in America is in Salt Lake City.
yep,
So
so super close.
close, and
I
we're
know.
gonna go.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Already planning it. But the Olympic rosters have started to come out. Of course, my biggest gripe is that Scott Wedgwood and Mackenzie Blackwood were completely snubbed of a spot on the roster in favor of Jordan Bennington,
Yep,
which is a choice.
yep. Yeah,
A poor one.
it was actually astonishing to me. Like, I expected him to be on the roster, but I also expected Blackwood to get the nod. Now, I can see them having called Wedgie, and Wedgie was like, "My wife's due.
Right.
I'm not comfortable being in Italy," and, they
I
have a
can
very
also
young
see them
one.
not calling him because he's a backup goalie. Like, that's just
Yeah,
his position.
right,
Unfortunately, like, I wish there could be two first, but
right.
there's not
Right. But Blackwood's numbers are great, and,
to me.
he's done a great job. He's proven himself this year, even coming back from injury. He's done a great
Mhm.
job. So, that snub was hard for me, and it's not just because of Blackwood being on the Avalanche. Yes, I'm a
Of
little biased,
course.
but
But when you look at the stats and the
the
data,
stats say, like, this guy, this goal, and they're like, I got all the comments about, well, he was clutch at Four Nations, and I watched Four Nations pretty closely, and I thought he did fine.
yeah,
That
I
last
mean, he
that
was
the
great.
last game, I will give you, he was astonishing in the
Yeah.
last game.
The Four
I will
Nations were
give that
great.
to you, but I still think his save percentage over the whole tournament, not just the last game, but over the whole tournament was, like, in the, like, point eight eight, point eight
There are just
nine.
other goalies that are so much better, and they should have given
Right,
them a chance.
right. Now, I think the everybody's point is his high danger saves are great. Yeah, they're right. I mean, that I there's no disputing that, and did he come in clutch in the Four Nations? Yes. In that last game, I think it was, golly, he saved 31 of 33 shots. That's great. Like,
Right.
you can't dispute that.
Right.
But this year, he's not doing so great, so you're taking a chance that all of a sudden, he's gonna be the spectacular goalie instead of knowing you have a spectacular goalie because they've already proven it this year.
It's a calculated risk, and my response to anybody arguing about my distaste for Jordan Bennington is that he's not even the best goalie on his team.
Right, right. And, I had this conversation with my husband, and I was like, "Listen, people are gonna say, 'Well, he was great.' Yeah, but he had McDavid, and he had McKinnon, and he had all these people in front of him, and he had a good defense." I'm like, "Well, he's gonna have that again." But shouldn't it be the best goalie? Not who's best in front of the goalie, but the best
The
goalie?
best
Because then you
goalie.
have a good front, and then you have a good goalie, but
Right.
instead of a great front having to bail out the goalie.
Right.
So, it just didn't seem the best in my opinion. And now Kemper, I like Kemper, I like Thompson. I was fine with those choices.
Mhm.
They're great goalies.
Yeah.
I wasn't upset about that.
Yeah, those 2 are whatever, but
Yeah.
I think it was also suspicious because the person who makes the decision on the goalies is the GM of the Blues, so,
There's no conflict of interest. It's
no,
okay.
nah, it's totally fine, all above
Totally
board,
fine. Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah. Another snub that really we have been very vocal about not being Dallas fans, but Robertson.
Mhm.
That was, in my opinion, a really bad decision on their part.
I wonder why. I wish I could be in the rooms where these decisions were being made and
Right.
just, I don't know, analyze what is going through these men's.
He's a great player, and he's calm, and he's collected, and he's just a good player, and I will not dispute that, even if he is on Dallas. He's a good player, and
I
he
can
generates
recognize that
chances.
there are good players on
Yeah,
Dallas's team.
I mean, he's just a good player.
Those 2 snubs, I just don't
Yep,
understand,
I don't
but I
either.
guess we'll see.
Yeah, and all these players could come out and be really surprising
Yeah.
and good, you
It'll
know?
be it'll be fun to watch anyway,
Right.
and
It's gonna
the
be good
Avalanche
hockey.
have 8 players in the Olympics right now,
Yeah.
so that's really cool to watch these men that I've watched for a very long time become Olympians and
Ah!
represent their countries. I love that they get to do that. Definitely Team Canada all the way because
Yes.
I can't stomach cheering for Kachuk. It's just not gonna happen.
Right. Well, and most of our guys
Yeah.
are on Canada.
Yeah, except for Brock. I love you, Brock, but I mm-mm.
We love you, but no.
No, you are a Brock star in my heart, just not on the
Yes.
Olympic team. In other news, this year we had some unsavory things happen in the NHL, which the truth for every year because it's an organization run by crusty, dusty, sexual predator old men, or at least people that are okay with having sexual predators in the league and
Yeah.
homophobic and racist, etc., etc. So we had the hiring of Carter Hart by the Vegas Golden Knights. So if you're listening to this podcast and you're like a new time hockey fan, that's why everybody hates VGK right now. And there have been rumors of hiring even more people from the Canada Five trial, which, if you don't know what that is, try Google. But a long story short, during the World Juniors in the early 2000s, early middle-ish 2000s, 5 hockey players were sued for sexual harassment, abuse, rape, etc. And they were all acquitted. And now they are trying to be rehired by the NHL, and Carter Hart was one of those people that was rehired. Adam Foote's son, Cal Foote, and I believe a third one is trying to come back through the AHL. I'm not 100% sure, but the moral of the story is that sexual predators are going to be hired by the NHL and are currently employed by them, which this news dropped yesterday on January 6th. The Anaheim Ducks have a new lawsuit from a woman that used to be employed by the Ducks in the IT department. She alleges that she was sexually harassed. So this is something that's kind of like a tale as old as time, and it's one of the reasons that we have a podcast is to bring a voice to these allegations, to highlight them, to boost them, and to not have them brushed under the rug like these organizations want them to be.
Yeah, it's a hard time because the minute you start to find joy in the sport and the minute you start to think, okay, we have a lot of voices out there, we have a lot of people coming in, and the minute you start to really start to enjoy it, stuff like this comes back out.
Mhm,
And it's almost seems never ending.
mhm,
And it breaks your heart each time because you're like, I thought we were doing better. And I thought, there was going to be change because so many people are against, so many new people are coming in against all of this. And to see that it's still happening, it's still prevalent, and it's still causing so much pain because I know each time I see it, it's painful.
mhm,
It's because hockey is my joy.
mhm,
Hockey is something that takes me away from the real world for a minute.
mhm.
And when this comes up each time, it's just like it takes a little bit of that joy away. And that's so hard because then you're like, well, I could just stop. But then what does that do?
Right. And that's kind of been both of our arguments on social media. I've seen multiple posts of like, "Oh, I'm giving up hockey. Fuck the NHL. Like, I'm done with X team." And in my mind, as a sexual assault survivor, is painful and it's frustrating and it enrages me that,
Yeah.
yes, something that I love so much is still infiltrated by the same old isms and the
Yeah.
same atrocities against women. But in my mind, I'm not gonna let them win.
Yeah, I'm not letting them take that from me.
No. And I think as women, if we stopped everything that was plagued by these things, we would have nothing. Because
Mhm.
unfortunately, the world is
Everywhere.
plagued by this. But I think our jobs as people with a platform is to bring a voice to it and to say, hey, you're allowed to love whatever team you love. Like Vegas Golden Knights, if you're a fan of the VJK, I'm not going to sit here and judge you or be upset with you. Now, I will if you're like, whatever. Like, you can be a fan and also talk about it on social media, tell your friends about it, call all the offices, like, speak up about it. And that's our role as fans, me and you, and people with
Mhm.
platforms is to bring a voice to it. To your point, this is my joy. This is what I love to do. This is where I want to work.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving this up because of charter fart. Okay.
And, like you said, it they win. And
Like if there's
that's
less women in the sport,
not something I'm willing to let happen.
right.
Um, it's again, it's one of those things where you have to say, I'm not giving it up because you made poor choices
Mhm.
or what I think of.
Yeah.
I'm not losing my joy for you.
Right.
And you're
Right.
meh.
Yeah,
Sorry for saying
exactly.
meh. It's a visceral reaction. Like you're
Right.
just like, um, and again, I told you it's again all the stuff happening around. It's
Mhm.
just so hard to even have a concept of how do I make this better? How
Mhm.
do I put a voice to this? And how do I help make change? And like you said, it's telling everyone, okay, this is why we're not a fan right now.
Mhm.
And I know several Vegas fans
Mhm.
that are on our platform and they're great and
Mhm.
they've started doing stuff and they've written emails and they're like, I'm not happy with this.
Right.
That's wonderful to me when they speak up
Mhm.
because they're like, "I'm a Vegas fan, and I'm not gonna be a Vegas fan.
Right. But
I'm
in
loyal to
other
my
ways,
team,
they're
but I
like
disagree with the
the
choices they're making."
choices because I do feel like the sport of hockey and loving the sport of hockey is like it's hard to separate the team you love versus the front of office and the behind the scenes politics and
Yeah.
money moves that these very powerful, very profitable organizations make. And when you first become a fan, like you don't think about that. But as
Right.
the further you get enmeshed in the culture and the fandom, the more you learn. And it's unfortunate and it's awful, but that's the way that these money making organizations operate.
Yeah.
And Vegas fans, I know some as well, and we know some together, they're boycotting the games. They're not watching the games this year. They're also hitting them in the wallet. And while I wish more people would do that, I don't begrudge you if you don't do that because the world is hard. And
Yeah.
one of the things that allows us to put the weight of the world and the news down is sports, is entertainment.
Mhm.
And I think that's a really important part of society and culture, not to ignore what's going on the outside and not to ignore what's going on inside these organizations, but to be able to kind of disassociate for a minute and enjoy your team, enjoy the game of hockey that we all love so much
Mhm.
while being aware of things. And I think those two things can coexist. It's
Yes,
nuanced,
I agree.
which people
Yeah.
don't like, but it is
Yeah.
a nuanced thing.
It is. It's complicated, and some people have to protect their mental health, and if
Mhm,
that means you stepping away during this time, do it. Because you've got at this in the world we live in, if that's what's going to help you, do it.
right.
But that's not what's going to help me. And I've realized that hockey, I can't let again, we've got to find the joy and the joy in still speak up and do what we can to make a more welcoming place and a place that doesn't allow things like this to happen anymore. And to do that, we've got to keep trying, you know, if we can, we got to keep trying.
Yeah, and keep these organizations, these men accountable, which is what's happening with the Anaheim Ducks lawsuit. You can check out the Substack article I wrote, click the link in our show notes, but it has all the details on that. And just, encouraging people put in these positions to come out, speak out, file these lawsuits, take these fuckers' money. Really. And just show that, like, you can't just bulldoze your employees or your women. You can't just be homophobic and racist and misogynist. Like, there are consequences for these actions. And
Yeah.
I am really hoping with, the surge of new fans from things like heated rivalry and book talk and all these things, I think they come into the league with like roses and butterflies in their eyes. And then they realize, like, "Oh, that is not what this is."
Yeah.
But I hope that these new fans that are more diverse and will not put up with any of this shit will change the back end of the organization. And that's my biggest hope.
Well, I think viewership is up so much, and I think people are getting into it because of the
Mhm,
popularity of books and shows, and I love that for hockey because that means there is gonna be a more diverse
mhm.
groups coming in and saying, "Ah, no,
Mm-mm.
no,
We don't play that.
we don't play that game, and it's gonna change." And I hope that happens. I really, really do.
Really, me too. And I think you hit the nail on the head. It's just all we can do as fans and as people with platforms is just talk about it. Unfortunately, this is a part of the game and I hate it, but also, you can love the game and hate what happens behind the scenes.
Right.
Right.
And it's not just hockey,
No.
it's everywhere, it's in all sports, it's in entertainment, it's
Mhm.
everywhere. So, again, we gotta just keep trying to change, and we gotta keep trying to do better, one step at a time, and one talk at a time, one step at a time, one post at a time,
Mhm.
just always making that step forward, never going backwards, just trying the best to take the best step forward, best foot forward, and getting change.
Right.
So,
Change, justice, and inclusivity for sure.
yes, yes.
So we are 3 months away from the trade deadline, which is March 6th, which is so insane. And I know we hate talking about
I
it.
don't
I
wanna
know we
talk
do,
about.
but it's starting to loom
Yeah,
and
I
teams
know.
are starting to look at playoffs and, they're going to start making moves. I was just wondering what your predictions were.
I think one I've already said. I really need to get into it for other teams, but with the Avalanche,
I'm sure we'll have a whole trade
a whole
deadline
podcast about it,
prediction
yeah.
podcast. This is definitely your area of expertise. So that's why I'm like, "All right, Sarah, you tell me."
So, I haven't delved, sorry, into a lot of the other teams. My prediction on the Avalanche, I think we spoke about before, is but I really think Gerard is probably going to be moved.
Mhm,
I hate that, and especially since coming back from injury, he has been just on it. I mean,
mhm.
he has been doing a great job. I would hate to see him go, but I think, we can pay Malinsky less.
Yeah.
They've put
Mhm.
a lot of time and they've put a lot of effort into Malinsky, and I think he will be end up staying because he won't need to be paid as much as
Well,
Gerard, and
how old
Gerard,
is Malinsky?
Malinsky's in his,
And
let's
how
see,
old is Gerard?
26 maybe? I wanna say Malinsky's 26, but I could be wrong.
Let's see. How
S
old is Gerard?
I can't see he is 27, I was close. I said
Oh,
26. Sam Malinsky's 27. Gerard
27 as
is
well. So,
okay, so the age isn't
that big
different,
of a
but,
factor.
the contract money is
Mhm.
by quite a margin, actually. Yeah, I would hate to see Gerard go, but I do see them trying to
It's a business.
let go of some of that money in order to make sure Kale gets his deal, make sure we can keep some of the guys that
Mhm.
don't have longer deals coming up. So that's my prediction for the Avalanche. I don't know that they'll make many moves other than that.
Yeah, I
We've
don't think
got
so.
such a strong base right now.
Mhm,
Nate's in it for 4 or 5 more years, so we have Nate, like, locked down. Gabe will be staying. He won't go anywhere.
mhm.
I don't see Manson going anywhere.
No, I think the summer was a good indication of, like, we are locking it down for
Yeah,
the Stanley Cup year. Like, that was the
right.
whole vibe of, like, camp and what front office has been saying this entire season, so I don't think they're bullshitting about that. I think that's very real. I
Yeah,
think that you're probably right about one player moving, and I think that'll be it.
yeah, and we have Manson for 2 more years. So his contract is 2 more years. He signed it July 10th of 2025. So,
Yeah, and we know
yeah, we have
Burns and
Manson,
Nelson,
Nelson,
Wedgie.
Natchez.
Yeah,
So, I don't see a lot happening for the Avalanche,
yeah.
at the trade deadline. I could be wrong. Again, I
Oh, we
never
never
thought they
know.
would move Miko. Right, I never thought they would move Miko. So,
March
it's
6th
all just
is
a
our text messages are gonna be insane that day, and I'm gonna be glued to my phone, and my heart isn't gonna stop until
until
1 PM Mountain Time, which is
correct,
3 PM
correct.
Eastern.
And, it's I'm trying to look up because let's see. I don't know. I haven't really delved into other teams yet, and I've tried to been pushing trade deadline to the back of my head. I'll get into that, and we can do a
We'll have a
podcast about
whole
it and
episode. Yeah.
get that in. But I think it's looming, and I think teams need to start looking. And of course, we don't have many draft picks going on, so that's also been out of my head because we're not in a rebuild. We don't need a lot of
Mhm.
draft picks. We don't. We're in a win it situation.
Right.
So I don't see much happening with the Avs,
Yeah.
and
I
that's
mean,
pretty much where I'm at right now.
when you have a 13% prediction of winning the cup, like, with what you've got,
Right,
why
why
don't
would
broke.
you?
Yeah, don't.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Thank you for saying that. Yes.
I gotta say
I
it
was,
over top
like,
of the
trying
card.
so hard to remember that saying, and it was just like, "Broke, fix."
But, I think it would be very disastrous to try and change it up at this point.
Yeah,
We got a good thing going,
yeah,
obviously. I mean, we've only lost 4 games in regulation halfway
yeah,
through the
out of
season.
41.
That's insane.
That's insane. I mean,
So,
and with, all of our injury right now, which we'll talk about in a few, being in this position is incredible because we can afford to lose more games if we
yeah,
need to while we're nursing our injury. And we're just on top of the world right now. We're on top of the league. And I mean,
and
everybody's looking at this team like, holy shit.
I know a lot of people were upset about the back-to-back losses, which is understandable. Like, we're not used to losing this year. I get that. Like,
I'm
it's
not at all.
but I'm not like, again, yes, is it hard to lose when you're a competitive person? Absolutely. I was screaming at the screen. I'm not gonna lie, I was upset, but it wasn't an upset like, "Oh my god," it was crap. I
Yeah.
really would have liked to seen that turn out better, but
Right.
and then when they took down Lucky by the neck, I wanted to,
Oh,
like,
we
lose my
will.
cookies.
Uh-uh.
But I texted you, I'm
I
like,
feel
"I
the
need to
anger.
get off social media before I distance myself from everybody because I just start ranting."
That was wild.
It
That
was
was unacceptable. The refs should have been held accountable. I completely agree with whatever Nate said to anybody.
whatever Mad Nate said, we agree.
We agree.
We're with
I
him.
This is endorsed by Assassin Slapshots because there are 3 people on the Avs that you don't fuck with.
Kale
Well, I was gonna say Blackwood, Wedgwood, and Lecky.
and Kale, baby-faced Kale. You don't mess with Kale.
Okay, 4.
Yeah,
I'll go with
you don't
4.
mess with Kale.
But, like, mess with any of those guys, and you're gonna get the whole team's wrath. And Joe and I were just so angry. I was screaming at the TV.
Oh, yeah, it was bad. It was one of those moments where you're like, "This is why people get injured, and
Mhm.
this is why." Well, and it's gonna happen in hockey. People are gonna get injured in hockey.
Yeah, of
It's a
course.
dangerous
But
sport.
that was intentional.
That was intentional. It was malicious.
Mhm. It
Oh, it was
should have
awful.
been an ejection. Like, even if it was, like, what, 20 seconds
Don't mess
left?
with Lucky.
Yeah, like, it should have been an ejection. It should have been a fine. It should have been, like, I don't know.
5
I
minutes. Yep.
Yeah. Yep, and we might
5-minute
have won that
waiver, I
game
believe.
had it been called correctly.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm not upset about the back-to-back loss, like, everybody was visibly shaken up by Landy getting hurt.
I can't even talk about that game.
I know.
And
It was
the
really
hardest part is all of us. I mean, me, you, Neil, my husband,
mhm.
it was all of us were just like, "Okay, oh my gosh.
All of Abs Nation, our breath
What do
was
we
being
do?"
held. Like,
Yeah. It was one of those moments where you're just like everything's running through your head, and I don't know this guy. I watch him, and I love him as a player. I don't know this guy, but my heart and everything just dropped to my stomach,
mhm.
and I could not focus on the rest of the
I
game.
have
I
this man's
couldn't.
handwriting on my body. Like,
Right,
he will probably never know me by name.
right,
You
right,
know, he will maybe never ever see me up close and personal,
right.
but I would go to war for this
Yeah,
man. I
right,
would.
right,
I
right. I
adore
think all of
him,
Abs Nation would.
everybody, because he is such a fighter. He is so wholesome. He is positive masculinity all day long. And he is the best captain in the NHL. And you can try to argue with me. I don't care what your points are because they're irrelevant to me.
Right.
I don't care what you have to
We
say.
can't hear it, like, we physically can't hear it.
Yeah.
He is the best captain.
And so when that happened, like, everybody was out of the game. The players didn't
Yeah,
give a shit.
done.
The broadcasting
Nope.
team was jarred up. Like, I didn't care about the game.
Oh my gosh, and Manson,
His interview. Ah!
I couldn't. I started crying because I was just like, you can see the visible effect
Mhm.
that one moment had on every player.
And then
And to
McKinnon, like,
see
on the
big
ice.
Josh Manimal just again, could have been sweat, but
Nah.
I've never seen him look like that, and I've watched a lot of Manson interviews. The man was
Yeah.
trying to hold it
Yeah.
together.
And, Nathan God.
Yeah, right?
Nathan,
It's still like
Nathan just beside him on the ice, being there for him and, like, helping him up, and,
the ugh,
it was after 3 years of everything he went through, and you watch the documentary, and you see conversations between him and his wife, and you see him as a dad,
his
and
kids,
you
yeah,
see how hard he fought to come back. And then
yeah.
to come back successfully from something that no one else has done in the NHL, to watch him slide into that pole was
Devas
heartbreaking.
devastating,
Yeah.
devastating, and I watched him lose the edge, and I think that's what scared me the most, 'cause you see guys run into the post of the net often. I mean, it's not unusual to see. That hard, yes, like, that's unusual, but, like, you see guys hit the post, but when I watched the replay and I saw him lose the edge and that leg kinda go and it wasn't his hurt leg, it was the other leg.
Yeah, I watched it and I was like, "Ugh."
To watch his leg kinda wobble and lose that edge and then go down on his knees and then slide in, we had no clue.
And then
We
not be
didn't know
able to
if it was
walk off.
leg. Right, we didn't know if it was leg, we didn't know if it was ribs, we didn't know if it was chest, we had no clue.
Yeah.
Because it could have been his leg. After watching, it could have been his leg. Again, I don't think it was the one he had surgery on, but
Yeah.
doesn't
I think,
matter.
like,
It's
I didn't even realize it was the other leg. Like, all I knew is that it was wobbly and then he couldn't walk off the ice. Like, when a player can't walk off the ice unassisted,
yeah,
I get I get upset for any player like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
but
yeah,
Landy,
mhm,
that was
yeah.
hard.
Well, and the fact like, I've seen Landy get in fights, I've seen him go down, I saw him go down I wasn't at the game, but I saw him go down on the injury
Mhm.
the Stanley Cup year that took him out. I've seen Landy go down, and he played after he got the cut.
Yeah.
The man is a
Yeah.
beast,
Right.
and for him to not even be able to stand,
Yeah. It took me
I
out. It took
was
everyone out.
not I had no thoughts after that.
As soon
Like,
as
I
that happened,
couldn't
I was
follow the
like,
puck.
"We're not gonna win this."
Right. Well, I couldn't even follow the puck. I was like, "I don't even care.
Yeah, I
Like,
know, I
can
was
this
just
just be
texting you.
over?" Yeah. I was like, "Can this just be over so we can get
Get
to
an
the
assessment.
presser?" Like, I just
Yeah.
wanna know what's going on with Landy. I
Yeah.
don't care. I
Yeah.
don't care.
I didn't care about
Florida
that
can have
game,
it. Throw
and
your rats. I don't care. I
yeah.
just I just wanna know what's going
Yeah,
on with
and
Landy.
I think it was really like, this is awful situation, obviously, but what was really wholesome is that our emotions weren't like, we weren't the only 2 people feeling that. It was literally
Yeah.
everybody, every fan that I knew.
And I think that was one of the moments and I am still very new to social media and podcasting and all of this. So that was one of the most wholesome moments, realizing that the 1,000 people from all teams
Mhm.
were with you in that moment. Like all of us were just, "No,
Right.
this can't be happening." And from other teams, they're like, "No, not him. It can be anybody else, but just not Landy." And the Nate's interview after was where he was talking about the respect Landy had across the league and how the Panthers players were even coming to check in and like, "What's going on?" And
Yeah,
this man has the respect of everybody. I bet you cannot find one person in the NHL who's watched what he has gone through and does not respect this man.
I agree completely.
So in that moment, it was a humbling moment for me being new to all of this
Mhm.
in social media and being new to podcasting and being new to all of this to have everyone in that moment be so supportive and just all of us be together in that moment of crap.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we're scared.
yeah,
It was a humbling moment for me. So thank you to all of the followers over there out there. I know we were all in that moment together and you guys were awesome, especially the ones from other teams who were like
yeah.
supportive.
I
We
never wanna
appreciate
see anybody get hurt. Like, as much as I bitch about Dallas Stars and now Tampa Bay Lightning because they're on my shit list, like, I
yeah.
never wanna
Was
see
lucky.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't pesky Lecky, hands off.
Hands up.
I don't wanna ever see anybody get out
No.
like that or be put on a stretcher like Fleury. Like,
Oh,
that
Flurry.
I at the end of the day, this is their job. There is a life after hockey. They have
Yes.
families, they have
Yeah, they have wives and families
why
and kids
yeah,
and, ugh. But it's one of those things that I even watching Flurry was like, everyone's together here, and I just appreciate that. And I got the good news. I don't know if you've seen it.
I saw
Flurry.
it on your
Okay,
yeah.
good. Good, good, good. He's doing better, is back home, recuperating. So that is a little bit of good news in the chaos that has been today. I know, we've spoken. It's kind of a hard day, and we're recording this on the 7th. So when you go back and listen to it, you'll know why we say it's a hard day. But to get that little piece of good news
It
is
was it
great.
was it was a nice light in the darkness that we're experiencing right now.
Yep.
Which, yeah, it's difficult to sometimes talk about sports and things that aren't so serious when the world is so serious outside, without acknowledging what's happening. Obviously, my handle on Threads is the progressive puck, so you know where my politics lie, and, you know how I feel about ICE, and, it's hard. It feels very reminiscent of George Floyd in 2020 when
Mhm.
you look at the news and social media and you have this dissonance of like, is this really happening? Like, I'm
Yeah.
watching this with my own eyes and like I
Yeah.
can't believe that we're here while
Yeah.
also wholeheartedly understanding why we're here and how this happened. So anyway, yes, that news was really great to hear. And Landy's news was he's gonna miss
Yes.
some weeks.
Yeah.
I've
The
heard through the grapevine
Yep, I
that
think we heard the same thing.
yeah, that maybe he will make the Olympics because he's captain of Team Sweden, which I'm sure they're freaking out right now. But broken ribs is the rumor, the gossip, the hot
Correct.
goss going on.
The Avalanche organization has not confirmed anything
Right.
at this point, but several sources have cited broken
Right.
ribs 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, and we can't say who these it's
Yeah,
just in the rumor mill, 6 to 8 weeks out, maybe before maybe he'll be able to go to Milan. We don't know yet though.
we don't know yet. Yeah.
All right, moving on. We're going to go through the top 5 in the NHL, the top 3 in the PWHL, the injury report, and the top 5 Stanley Cup prediction percentages right now. So, Sarah, take it away.
Okay, so top 5 in the NHL right now, we have Colorado Avalanche, and then we have the Dallas Stars coming in. Now, Dallas and Minnesota are racing together. Like, their points are right there together, so they're so close. But it's, Dallas Stars at 2nd, Minnesota Wild as of today, Detroit Red Wings, and then the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Fuck them.
And, top 3 in the PWHL, we got the Boston Fleet. I love their name. That's so great.
They have the coolest marketing, I think,
That is
out of
a
all of them.
great name.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Frost, and then the New York Sirens. Injury report. So there are over 60 plus injured players in the NHL right now, which
Yeah.
is not surprising. It's that time of year. It's halfway through. Bodies are hurting.
Yep.
Everybody's competing for a spot, so
Everybody's
games get a little
everybody's
more
like
hectic.
counting down the days until the break.
I am.
Yeah. Until I
count,
mean unless
count
they're
me in.
Olympians. but they're like,
I'm like, "Oh, God."
Jesus.
Well, and that's, the people have made a point about the Blackwood and Wedgwood and Robertson of like, okay, well, this
It's blessing in disguise.
it might be a blessing in disguise to keep them from
Put together.
getting hurt
Right.
and then not being able to play for the Stanley Cup, especially since these are teams that are,
In the running.
top
Yeah.
2 in the league as of right now. So that, I mean, that's you can look at a silver lining with that.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So obviously, let's go over some of these injuries. Again, hard to say. Landeskog is out. Taves is out, which is another one that hurts my heart because I know a lot of people kind of see Taves as and I think he's phenomenal.
He is like one of the backbone players of the
I
Avalanche.
agree. He's a great defenseman, but I don't think he gets enough credit because he plays on the same line as Kale. So I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
fair.
he gets the same amount of credit as he should. I mean, he's an Olympian. He's a phenomenal defenseman, but because he plays on the same line as Kale, I think some people kind of
Right.
don't
Also,
recognize how
about
great he
Taves,
is.
Taves. I always mess his name up. And in my head, I say Bestie before Taves because that's his nickname in my household. It's a
I love it.
long
I love
story.
it.
But anyway, Bestie.
I love it.
He was invited to play in Milan for the Olympics, and I adore him because reporters were like, "Well, your wife's super pregnant. Like, what happens if?" And he's like, "I'm staying home. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, I loved his response. He was kind of like, "I'm gonna be with my wife
Like,
and the birth of our
it
child, and
wasn't
there's
even
no
a thought.
question." And like, why are we asking this? Like, it was such a dad like response and such a wonderful husband response of like, "What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah,
this is hockey. This is my family. My family comes first."
his priorities are in the right place. His fourth
Yeah.
child will be born sometime soon, and I
Yes.
actually really liked his response when you think about the fourth child thing because like I
Yeah.
think that some people would assume, like, it's your 4th, like, you've been there, you done that, like, what's another, you know? But he was like, "No, I am with my family, I'm a family man, family first," and I
And the
love him.
4th is just as important as the 1st to him.
Yep.
His wife is still giving birth.
Mhm.
Like, it doesn't matter if it's the 1st or the 4th or the
Yeah.
7th or whatever. It's still your child you're bringing into the world, and hockey doesn't hockey's hockey. It's a game. At one point, it's gonna be over.
Mhm.
It's you're gonna be retired, and you're gonna have your family,
He's
and they're
like
gonna remember, "Hey,
yeah.
you weren't at my birth."
He's making sure that his wife and his kids are still there, so
Yes,
snaps to
yes.
Taves and a quick recovery to him.
Shout out,
We definitely
yes.
felt
"We
his
need you
absence.
back."
Yeah.
And, I talked about Malinsky not doing such a I mean, he had some sloppy mistakes on the first line with Kale. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It was not a good showing by Malinsky
Mm-mm.
up with Kale, but he's the same side stick as Kale. So he had to completely change his way of playing, which you have to do in the NHL. I'm not making excuses for him,
Right, it's just a
but
new thing for him, though,
it's a
like
new thing for him. Yeah, and it didn't go well, and they switched it up, and the next game, the defense played a little better
mhm.
against Tampa Bay. They did a little better, and Malinsky did better. So I'm not upset with him or anything, but it was definitely a poor showing with him
Yeah.
out with KO. Next, we've got Kiwi, which also breaks my heart because I'm a big Kiwi fan, and Blackwood, which Blackwood doesn't worry me.
No, he'll be back
I
soon.
yeah, I think he didn't have a lot to do the game before he got injured.
Again, this is unconfirmed by any official anything, but my assumption is that he re-pulled a groin and he'll be back. I think he just tweaked
He
it.
aggravated his previous injury, I'm sure. So, I would say he's gonna be back in rotation coming back home to ball.
Yeah,
I
I definitely think we're about to be in a 7-game stint, right?
Yes,
So I
big
think he'll be back.
homestand.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
big
I'm
homestand
so
coming
ready
up.
for it.
Me too.
I'm over the
So
road.
ready. So, Bedard's still out, but he was skating on the ice. I
Eh,
don't think he was allowed to shoot, but he was out
no
skating.
puck for you.
No puck for you. Jamie Benn took that was hard to watch too.
I
And
didn't
I'm not a
watch
Jamie
this
Benn
one.
fan, but that was hard. He went face down on the ice. I mean, it was rough.
Yikes.
So he's out. I don't know if we have an update on when. So let's see. Jamie Benn, upper body day to day. So he should be back fairly soon.
Okay.
Okay, so Matthew Kachuk, out with a groin injury. It does say day to day. So
Okay.
maybe Florida will see him back soon. Does say day to day.
Perhaps they really need him right now.
Perhaps. Kopitar is out, and he is with the LA Kings. Let's see what the update is on him. Kopitar, lower body, day to day as well. So again, some of these players we might be seeing back soon. Shesterkin just went out. I don't know that he will be back
I don't
soon.
either.
that he could not walk off of his own accord.
Yeah, it looked rough.
So I don't let's see, lower body out. It does list him as day to day right now.
Okay. It looked
That
really
could
bad.
change. This changes daily. As I said, I do the injury report for the Post. It changes daily from day to day to week to month to month. It could change tomorrow after they've reevaluated him.
Right.
But as of right now, Shesterkin is day to day with the lower body.
Okay. And then Nylander, I know he's also supposed to be on Team Sweden with Landy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They're getting
All
real
the
hit
I said
hard, man.
all the people getting injured are ones that are going to the Olympics. I'm like, "Stop.
So,
Stop.
poor
Stop
Sweden
now."
is probably like, what team?
Right. He is also listed day to day, so that's good
Okay,
news for
cool.
he is out with a lower body injury.
LB
And NHL's real tight-lipped with
injuries,
injuries.
which I
So,
like.
lower body could mean anything,
Yeah.
obviously. So, they give you very little. Let's see who else. Stolars. He is
Guess.
me
Yeah.
guessing.
Yeah.
Stolars. It's on a blue. They have blue and white. Is it Maple Leafs? It is not. Oh, it is Maple Leafs.
That was
Okay,
good.
blue and white with blue and white. Okay, Stolars upper body day to day.
And then Omar,
So, although
the
I just saw that for Maple Leafs, Tanev is out. Ooh,
that's
week
not
to
good.
week with a groin.
Yikes. Everybody's groin's getting pulled. Y'all need to settle
Everybody's
down.
groins. Y'all need to stretch your groin.
Stretch that groin.
Stretch that groin. Olmark is with
The Senators.
Olmark's still out day to day personal.
Oh, I remember seeing that being like,
Yeah. Yeah, we saw the announcement,
yeah.
personal
Okay.
personal time for Olmark. So he's still out. So that's I mean, again, we can't go through all 60 of them.
No. But those are the top big ones.
Yeah. Brad Marchand, I'm sorry, I said that incorrectly. Brad Marchand is out.
Since
Undisclosed,
when?
day to day.
Okay.
So,
Well,
I was just scrolling through. Barkov's still month to month with the knee.
mm,
Sagan's knee is still listed month to month.
yeah. Just
Jamie Ben's
so
day to
many
day.
big people are
Oh,
out.
Miles Wood is out
Oh, with what?
with leg day to day. Logan O'Connor went from day to month, so we knew he was having some struggles. We talked about that.
Yeah,
I don't know if we talked about it on here, but
we
we talked
didn't.
about it on socials.
I don't know if he's going to be coming back this season. I don't think he is. Yeah.
I don't foresee LOC being back in the Avalanche lineup
How
because
old is he?
if they actually put him on long term,
Mm,
he can't come back for playoffs.
yeah. But that frees up cap space, right?
It does, yes.
Yeah. Well,
So,
yeah,
we'll
I
see.
don't think that's going to be happening. Of course, big flashing sign assumption, okay? To all of our listeners, followers. We can't
Right.
confirm nor
We are
deny.
not in the room. We don't get emails from, NHL teams telling us
Yet.
anything, so all of this is assumptions
Yeah.
and just what we're hearing. I know I scour at least 4 social media sites
Yeah, and
most of the day.
we have also some contacts that are close in some rooms. So, we can't.
Shout out to those contacts, you know who you are.
Yeah, you
We
do.
appreciate you.
Okay. All right. So, we have a Hockey 101. What is a hat trick? There are
Yay!
3 different types of hat tricks in hockey that are most prevalent. Of course, you can Google hat trick, and there are many, many, many different kinds of hat tricks. But the 3 ones we'll go over that are the most important. We have the regular hat trick, and that is 3 goals in a game. It doesn't have to be consecutive. It's just 3 goals in one game by a single player. We have the natural hat trick, the natty hattie,
The
which
natty
is
natty.
3 consecutive goals in a row by a single player. And then we have, I didn't know about this one, so I learned something new.
I did, but it's very obscure. Like
Yeah, it's very odd. I want to learn more about who Gordie Howe was, but we have the Gordie Howe hat trick, which is a goal, an assist, and a fight by a single player in one game.
I think that's the best kind of hat trick right there.
Yeah. I can't wait to see one.
Hey, you're
I'm going to
helping out on
text
goals,
you.
but you're also starting some crap.
Yeah, like if you're at trivia, one night, you can pull out
You know it now.
the Gordie Howe, and you know it because of us. So
Yeah.
there you go.
And I was actually did we go through all 3?
Yes, we did.
Okay. So, Buffalo Sabres last year, I was
Mhm.
actually at the game where Nate got his 4 natural hattie
What?
against the oh,
We were at
the
the Detroit Avs game when Kale got his first Hattie. It was
Oh,
so great.
it is so cool, because you're just it's a hat trick, but it's also a natural hat like, they just keep scoring by themselves, and you're just like, "What is
Wow.
going
It's
on?"
like, I don't know, it's like seeing a cryptid.
Unicorn.
Yeah, like, you're just like, "Oh, that is insane. I'm watching
What
history
is
right
this?
now." Like, that's always gonna be their first Hattie or
Yeah,
their first, 4th Hattie, and it's
yeah.
like, I don't know, you're always gonna be there. It's just cool.
Yes, yes, and, it's fun for hat tricks going at a game
Mhm.
because there's nothing quite like the entire stadium standing up and just throwing hats and the ice crew's having fun, the guys
Mhm.
are all having fun with it, and some people throw some weird stuff.
Yeah, I've
I've
seen
seen
some
some
weird
weird
things.
stuff thrown on the
Yeah.
ice. I guess if people don't have a hat, they decide on other things. I've seen a shoe.
I've seen a shoe, I've seen a bra and panties. Please don't do that. That
Please
is
don't do that.
gross and
Yep,
not
no one wants that.
appropriate. I do love that the Abs, they donate the hats and then they donate 500 hats to local shelters, which is really cool.
Yes. Something good comes out of it. It's not just
It's not just for kicks.
yeah,
But it is really fun to see hats go all over on the ice, and it's like a magical little moment.
it is. And it's a nice break for the guys too.
Yeah,
So they get to sit and just take a break, and
yeah,
I think it's great.
yeah.
Um,
Well, that is our episode, guys. Thank you for if you've listened to the whole thing. Thanks for sticking with us. We know it was a super long one. You know, we took a few weeks off, and that's what happens. The NHL is fast.
yeah,
Lots
a lot happens very quickly.
Yeah, very, very quickly. So, next week's episode will be probably much shorter.
Yeah.
We do have really cool guests coming on the podcast. We have collaborations that are happening. Sarah and I are going to work together with Lacey from Double Hockey Sticks to set up our merchandise situation. I'm very excited about that. So, stay tuned, follow us on social media, and stay sassy, friends.
Stay sassy, guys.